Hi, this is Chartbusters. I'm Mangla Malu. With me is Nigel D'Souza. This is the show where we highlight all the buzzing stocks of the day, get you expert advice on how to capitalize and trade on those stocks. All that packed in the next half an hour. First up, we keep an eye out on the markets. Well, the Nifty is flattened out a little bit, so 10,660 thereabouts is where it is right now. 654 if you must. A lot of the stocks that are moving around from the mid-cap end of things. So fairly volatile day for something like a Dish TV. The management held a con call in the morning, so that stock is off lows. And as our ticker team telling us, Bharti Infratel as well as a couple of other stocks moving higher too. Big day for earnings today, and remember, the latter half of this week we have two big triggers. First one will be the F&O expiry of this month, and secondly, the big election budget. Hi, Nigel.
Well, hi, Manglam. You know, Bharti Infratel actually is quite an encouraging move on the stock. We've been quite rocky in the last few trading sessions. I'll tell you what, the stock has gained close to 10%. Even in Friday's trading session, when the markets were selling off big time, that stock was up close to 6.5%. The expectations in terms of their numbers were very, very low. It came in much better than what the street was working with. And remember, there were a couple of adjustments as well. I think there was that Vodafone idea, they getting pulled out as well. So that was likely to have some kind of an impact on their revenues. Even considering that, still, in fact, you know, the stock had done quite well. So Bharti Infratel, you pull up the last 10-day chart, you'll see the stock has moved swiftly from 260 all the way to around 293 as we speak. Big move is what we're seeing from those lows. That's post the con call. And then after that, we had further details that came in then. And, you know, from Thursday's close till now, it's moved from around 260 till 295. So good to see at least there are some winners in this sort of a market. I think CLSA, they have a buy rating on the stock, target price of around 300 or 315 or thereabouts.
Interesting moves coming in because, you know, the day the results came by, the next day the stock actually closed in the red, a fair shade
on that day itself,
on the day itself, yes. That was on Bharti Infratel, but on the other hand, we have Tata Power. Now, yesterday post-markets, the results did come by, did not inspire much confidence. That's what Anisha says. And if you take a look at the stock now, that one's moved higher, off lows currently at the high point of the day. What we do is talk about all these individual stocks. First up, all the top stories, and then we get cracking on individual stories. First up, we have Escorts. That sees a profit booking after an inline set of numbers in the third quarter. The management expects some sales to shift to the first quarter FY20 and a strong first half this calendar year. Adds that they will outperform the industry growth, which may be flat to 5% in the fourth quarter.
And in key earnings today, the street anticipates its highest quarterly profit in 6 quarters, in fact, for Axis Bank. For HDFC, a weak profit growth is on the cards due to lower capital gains and dividend income. While for HCL Tech, quarter 3 is expected to be a good one. Street will also watch out for numbers coming in from Bajaj Finserv and Bajaj Finance.
Persistent Systems reports a mixed quarter. Stock rises as the company approves a buyback of rupees 225 crores at the price of 750 rupees per share. The management tells CNBC-TV18 that promoters will not participate in the buyback.
And Adani Group stocks recover after a sharp fall in trade yesterday. Adani Ports is among the top Nifty gainers. JP Morgan highlights that there is no stock-specific negative fundamental news flow in terms of the stock. Adds that favorable impact of the forex in quarter 3 may be a near-term catalyst for Adani Ports. Well, how do you trade the Nifty from here at around 10:30 a.m. today? Ashwani Gujral joins in to give us his trade on the Nifty. Hi Ashwani, good morning. Run us through your trade on the Nifty as well as the Nifty Bank.
See, in the morning we had expected that maybe the markets will be able to show somewhat of a pullback, but unfortunately that pullback has been fairly tepid, and the banks are up hardly 10-11 points, and IT started to give up gains, maybe global issues, etc. So maybe we need to let go of the pullback trade now. And on the Nifty, we've just bought into 10,600 puts now, because while the market was coming off, even going higher, there was selling on 10,700 calls. So that was fairly interesting. That meant that possibly at higher levels there is call writing at 10,700 also now. So maybe second half again, if the market starts to break 10,650, the selling could accelerate, particularly on techs. Having said that, Bajaj Finance is a buy with a stop of 2460. is a buy with a stop of 2460, target of 2560. Escorts is a sell with a stop of 638, target of 620. And HCL Tech is a sell with a stop of 970, target of 940.
All right, Ashwani, thanks a lot for that. Disclosures?
Disclosures, we have 10,600 puts now of February.
All right, thank you for joining in and giving us your call on the market.